Hello, welcome to my channel, The Ascension Guide. I'm your guide, Joe Martin. So today's video is about cutting cords. So many of you probably are familiar with cord cutting. If you're not, this is good news for you. You get to learn something new. Cord cutting is essentially, we can create energetic attachments to certain things that serve us at one point in our lives and then are no longer of service to us at another point in our lives. This can also be things that are negatively, so to speak, attached to us that are sort of draining our energy or putting us into certain patterns that we don't want to be in. So how do we get rid of these things? How do we change that? How do we make that go away and work for our best benefit? So what we can do is, mantras. I posted a video about mantras a while back. I'll link that here. You can check it out. But we can use mantras, saying things like, I want to cut any cords that no longer serve me for my greatest and highest good, that sort of thing. So as I was thinking about this today when I was doing yoga, and this is where I got the message to make the video today, they were talking about, I was saying, I have to have, there can't be possibly any cords left. I've, said these mantras and these prayers and, whatever, so many times a day for so long, and how could it possibly be anything left? And so I got an interesting answer, and that was, when we say cut the cords for our greatest and highest good, what may have been our greatest and highest good yesterday, that may not be the same today. So we may have learned the lesson that that cord was attached for that helped us progress to a certain point in our evolution. And then now that we've learned that lesson, that cord's no longer necessary. So now we can get rid of that cord. Whereas yesterday we needed that cord because we hadn't learned that lesson entirely, if that makes sense. So these cords can stick around too long, or they can, be around just long enough, and that's up to us. And we're able to ask our guides, or Archangel Michael is a good one to help cut cords, to get rid of these cords and any of these attachments that aren't serving us any longer. And like I said, they could be serving us up to a certain point and then they're no longer needed. So it's important that we stay, how did they put it, not vigilant, but sort of up to date, I guess would be, the word that they use is escaping me right now. But up to date and making sure that we're saying and doing these clearings as often as possible. And like I said before in the mantras video, where it's best to be in the alpha or the theta state when we're doing these, which is, alpha is when we're meditating, that sort of state, and theta is kind of that in-between state when you're about to fall asleep or you've just woken up. It's that in-between brainwave state. So that was the best time to do these cord cuttings. If you're in the middle of, like I do it when I do yoga or my meditations, is a good time. I do them when we offer our Reiki services. That's a part of what we do, is we ask to have any cords cut that don't serve your best and highest purpose anymore. And this helps people get past a lot of things. Sometimes we have blocks, sometimes we have emotional blocks that don't allow us to progress. Sometimes it's things that we learned from our childhood that have hung on to us, and maybe we need to grow past that. And so it's good to get rid of some of these cords, and we make new attachments and new cords every day. That's the other part of the coin here. Whereas maybe we needed something one day and not the next. The other part of that is that we're going out in this big world. There's energy, and everything's energy, so we can have new cords fixated on us throughout the day without even realizing it. At times other things attaching to us, draining our energy or whatever it is. So we have to be vigilant and taking care of our energy and making sure that we're not carrying around things that aren't serving us any longer, making sure we're optimizing ourselves and taking care of our energy to the best that we can. So all right, everybody, I think that's the video for today. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm, all that good stuff. And if this message resonated with you, I'd appreciate if you shared it with somebody else who you think it would help as well. And I would just like to say, if anybody is looking to book a session as far as the Reiki healing, or wanted to get a session with the Rife machine, that sort of thing, you can hit me up in my email below, or you can leave a comment. And as always, my book, The Ascension Guide, Channel Messages from Archangel Ariah. If you want to know my story and how I've gotten to the point that I'm at, is always available, and you can click the link below to find that. All right, everybody, till the next video. Love and light.